are the Grapplers, number 1, number 2. And up in the ring right now is number 1 himself, as he deftly avoids the cross-ring rushes of Tiger Conway Jr. Tiger Conway Jr. in the ring for his team, and on the outside is Ricky Morton. Morton, the solid individual who has been part of the Southwest Tag Team Champions, and as an individual has earned a lot of applause from fans here in Houston. Side headlock for Tiger Conway. The grappler trying to get his masked head out of trouble. And Tiger moves across that ring and just whopped him one and knocked him down on the ring apron. So in comes Ricky Morton. Now Morton and the Tiger make a great team. They have the kind of speed and the kind of variety in their moves that really not only make them popular, but make them crowd-pleasing as well. And Ricky Morton has a variety of his own. And listen to the uproar here as Morton snaps on that side headlock and tried to take control of the grappler. In comes grappler number 2. Number 2 circles around, not wanting to run into the same problems that his masked cohort suffered. Tiger takes over, and that's the way tag teams should cooperate, is switching the responsibility, switching the expenditure of energy, and before they can formulate plans to knock the mask off of one, or to use the mask to knock the head off of one of them, why the man has changed. And that's where success comes in tag team wrestling. So the grappler number 2 made the rope, got under it, and got out of the hold. That's the Tiger. He's the one with the hold and puts the big squeeze on it. Tiger's grip. Referee down there watching closely. And as Tiger maneuvers around, he gets that twisting move on the side headlock, which is always painful. Tiger be nimble and Tiger be quick, and Tiger got in there with a nicely placed kick. There's the rush, and he bottles the Tiger up, but only momentarily. That's the kind of a partner you want. When you can get a guy who'll back you up all the way, then you're surely in for it. Side headlock. Ricky Morton holds it. Ricky Morton bends it. Keeps looking at Tiger. Then switches around to look at the other grappler on the outside of the ring. Solid smash. That was a solid smash. He heisted him and he dropped him, and dropped him well. The referee didn't see it, but Tiger got a hand for it. So the grappler is trying to touch his way out. Number 1 is on the outside. There's the touch. 2 is is due to go out now as the big squeeze comes around the hard head of grappler number 1. Hard walloping blow. And Ricky put a stop to him with fast. The atomic drop works well. Morton explodes in all directions, and so does Tiger. And the ring here is full of flying bodies. Listen to the uproar here as these people are more than well pleased with the way the team of Tiger and Ricky Morton went to work. Grappler 1 rather, coming up with that cane that he wears. The only subtle way that you can tell these two apart is the fact that the original grappler comes into the ring with a cane, and his right wrestling shoe is built up about 1.5 inches or more, as he says, because one of his legs is shorter than the other. As the fans say, to give him more kicking power in driving that blow in there. So Morton and Tiger exchanged a few words that time, preparation. And on the outside, Grappler 2 is asking Ricky if he's afraid. Cautious, maybe, but I'm not so sure I'd use the word afraid. The idea, of course, in locking fingers, somebody's got an idea. One of them wants to test the other's strength, and as Ricky comes up and takes the grip voluntarily, now he's looking around for both hands, and not only does this test strength, but it tests balance. It also tests the ability of a man to switch his position and to stay in a good ready spot. Now the fans get after Ricky Morton, and he twists out and he turns the hands. Morton is one of my favorites. I like the way that this boy comes to life, and whoa! The Tiger on the outside. There was no room for dilly-dallying there, I'll tell you. So, a reverse armbar that touches to the Tiger. He's going to use that weight some way. Tiger knows, oh man, oh, what a crashing landing. Body slam, and Tiger waits for the effects of it to rattle Grappler number 2 just a little bit. And as he reached around, he found his mark. And Grappler number 1, as he comes in there, tries his best to pound home the effort. Tiger now has been hit pretty well. He has some solid licks in there, and as the Grappler number 2 comes in, they hold him and hit him and buckle his knees. Tiger's been stunned, but he has not necessarily been knocked out of action. He has a tremendous capacity for bouncing back. He touched with Ricky Morton. Ricky is ready to bounce back. Got those feet up there, but he didn't get his target. He got his legs a little bit too high, and now as they bottle Ricky up in the corner to double up on him, double teaming. Oh, 10 minutes have gone by, and this is the first fall of a 2 out of 3 fall match. On top is grappler number one rather. He moves in to do something about it. Shoulder breaker, and he come down there with that pile driving drop on the leg, and Ricky Morton just barely managed to ooze his way out of it that time. And the grappler makes use of the turnbuckle. Ricky trying to touch with Tiger Conway. Here is the touch, and in comes number two. Number two with that flailing arm of his trying to do damage to Ricky Morton. Morton hits solidly and hard into that turnbuckle. And again, number two, grappler number two, laying it in there, and Morton rises up, ready to throw it home. Snatched him down hard. The referee was not in a position to see it. Morton in obvious trouble. He's got that man who outweighs him by about 40 pounds dropping in heavily against that arm of his. On bars the hold. The grappler's holding it. Ricky Morton's trying to get some moving room, and he got a little. There's that snatch of the hair again as he jerked it when the referee was unable to see him, and Tiger Conway is hollering. And there we've had a quick switch, and the referee doesn't know one man from the other. They've made a switch without touching, and Tiger has come in, but Ricky Morton's in trouble. He is being garroted by that rope, and Tiger unwittingly was helping the enemy. So Morton takes a pasting and a kicking and a stomping in there. And again, the masked grappler, Conway, is hurting his own cause by not making it across that ring, and then the referee has lost his control of what's taking place in order to turn to Tiger and make him get out. The Tiger wants to get in. He doesn't want to get out. He wants to get in. Morton throwing that forearm in there, catching him with the elbow where he can. And there's a touch. In comes the other grappler, and notice that grappler number one tripped him with his feet and then held on to him with his feet. He knows a little bit about what he's doing in that ring, I'd say. Not an easy trick. And he hit into this turnbuckle above here with shuddering impact. So number two, grappler, lowering the boom on Ricky Morton. And Morton's boom is starting to go to work. He found that one and put it to good use. Morton in trouble. He wants to get over to Tiger as quickly as he can. Tiger's fresh. There's the twist and the turn on that arm lock. And with Morton on his fingers, it could happen and happen right now. Ricky reaching up there looking for a handful of masks, and the crowd now giving Ricky Morton a tremendous boost in his ability to get some spirit out of this. No question about it. So Morton tries to fight his way across the ring, misses it by about 6 feet, and grappler number two turns the job over to the original grappler, and Morton again in trouble. He's been in there for a long time, considering the possibility of switching was present all the time, and we may have a submission fall in here as the referee now maneuvers around, but doesn't get down and ask. He's asking now. And Tiger calling on those fans again, using his career as a cheerleader here to spur them on. And Ricky Morton found the tender spot in the midsection of the grappler, and there's a touch, and they go to work on him. Doubled up, and they both missed. They both missed. There's a touch, and in comes Tiger Conway Jr. and swinging in all directions, and action has started off here with a wild whoop and a holler. That's the Tiger, and he's looking around, and he is really unloading. Now Ricky Morton coming in there to take part. And grappler number 2 caught the headbutt of Tiger Conway, and the referee is still trying to restore order, and not too successfully. He's trying to get Ricky Morton out, and Morton doesn't want to go. Tiger Conway Jr. has been knocked clear of one of the grapplers and down with a wallop around the neck in the first fall of this match.
Second, the 1 minute rest period.
So we tell you we'll be back here in a moment. The grapplers are a fall ahead. We've got another fall coming in just a moment.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, second fall.
So now the bell for the second fall here, and Tiger Conway in the ring. Ricky Morton now trying to get support for Tiger from the fans, and there's no trouble in doing that. There's the grappler on top of the Tiger. He was out for the second fall to make it 2 straight, and he missed his opportunity. The touch. In comes grappler number 2, and Tiger catches the brunt of it even before the number 1 has gotten out of the ring. So Tiger now is in trouble. The first fall has gone against him, and as the grappler moves in here, he is trying to cut the head off of Tiger number 1, and there's a foot over the rope. The referee sees it, and he calls for the break. Tiger trying to get things together, trying to shake it up there and see what he can do about it. But he is not yet in a position to retaliate. Now it could be out. That's it. No, it isn't. That was 2. And Tiger is close to touching hands with Ricky Morton, but it didn't quite work out that way. Front headlock. And Morton waving his arms, trying to get the, there he is, up on the turnbuckle, calling to the fans. And Tiger is the kind of a guy who can really bust loose when he thinks those fans are solidly with him. I'll tell you, this grappler is a tough man. And as he came in there, he put a stop to Tiger's movement. Tiger would have made it all the way across to Ricky Morton, but it didn't quite work out that way. Reverse chin lock. Grappler has it. Number 2. Number 1's on the outside of the ring. Ricky Morton wants to get in. The Morton-Conway team have not touched off enough, not tagged out enough in this battle. And as this rotating movement comes around in the around the chin and the head of grappler number 2. You can see that Conway's having his troubles. It is developing into a type of sleep hold, stopping the flow of blood to the brain, and this in itself could make it the most dangerous weapon that the Tiger has faced tonight. That's Tiger caught in it, but now he's got his chin in the crook of the arm, and this is going to give him an opportunity to get a few unhindered breaths. And as he rises up here, I'm watching slowly to see if I can see any signs that his coordination is returning well enough for him to lay it into the grappler. Tiger trying to make it over to Ricky Morton, having trouble, and he literally raised him up. And there's a fingertip touch, and into the ring comes Morton. And Conway is still in there, but as the grappler comes in, he gets a face full of feet, and Ricky Morton goes to work. Dropped in. We got one. And grappler number 2 caught in the nutcracker, and did he get a tremendous blow, not only from the knees of Ricky Morton, but from the drop of his weight against him, the give and take. And Tiger, now that he has shaken off some of the effects of the pounding that he took, is able to come in there and go to work on the Tiger, on the grappler rather. Morton, now they're starting to touch, and that could make a big difference in their style. Nice move by Ricky Morton through the air. There's 1, 2, and only 2. Grappler just barely made it out from underneath, and now trying to set him up is Ricky Morton. 5-minute mark in this fall, and as Conway comes off the ropes, he dives in there with that cue ball shot, and there it is.
Ricky Morton and Tiger Conway Jr.
And this crowd goes stark raving, noisily mad in approval of the way that Tiger Conway evened the score to make it 1 for each team. We'll be back here in a moment after we have this word.
4, 3, 2, 1. The third and deciding fall.
This is the third and deciding fall of this tag team event. Each team has won 1 fall. The Grapplers won the first fall in something like 16 or 17 minutes. And then Tiger Conway came back to win the second fall in 5 minutes. And now this is the one that is for the roses, or whatever it is that you prefer to make the prize, because victory is sweet to everybody. And Tiger Conway comes in there and decides that he's going to try to take the mask off of the grappler, and it brought a rush from one side of the ring to the other. They're setting both of them up, and crash. And they met in there hard and solidly. Morton and Conway, and as they came in, it was Conway who caught a head in the ribs, and it's got the grappler now working over Morton. Conway caught the grappler's head right squarely in his ribs. A great way to break a rib, and he is down and hanging on to the rib, and Morton catches it right squarely in the face. The give and take as Morton goes after grappler number 2 and tries to rack him up. There's the touch. It brings in number 1, who is the tougher man of the Grapplers team. Grappler 1 and Grappler 2 up against Ricky Morton, who is in the ring, and Tiger Conway, who has stepped out of that ring and giving himself some therapy on his ribs. Morton just barely managed to ooze his way out that time. It was close. Now as Grappler goes, he goes for the atomic drop, and Morton put a stop to it. Now he's trying to reverse it and give him a taste of his own medicine, and so help me, he did. The touch, and Tiger makes his way in. He's giving a little of that rib treatment to the Grappler. Number 1 is in the ring. The original Grappler is in the ring right now. And there is a avalanche toe hold. He just grabbed those legs and literally lifted them and threw him into the punch that was coming his way. Here is Grappler number 2 coming in, and Tiger manages to get a handful of mask on each side, but now as he takes the mask of Grappler number 2, he starts to show him what a headbutt can really be. Oh, that was a beautiful blow of that forearm. He knocked his head around and knocked it solidly. Grappler's down. Here is Tiger. He's got help. Morton's in the ring, but they're going to set the Grappler up. Oh, nicely done. Morton is a man with great coordination. He's top man now, and you got to hold him down. You got to glue him to the canvas. You got to get that 3 count. And now he's going for an up back body drop, and he crashed him down to the deck. Morton taking command, and Conway gets the touch, looks it over, and decides he's ready, and they give the Grapplers, who have been using that maneuver with great accuracy and effect in the 2 previous falls, he just gave them a taste of their own medicine. So Grappler 2 goes out, 1 comes in. The hot exchange here between Conway and the Grappler, and he belted him right square in the kisser. So Morton comes in, and they're ready for him, doubling up on him, teaming up, if you will. Double. Oh, how solid can you get? They each had a shoulder on him, under him that time, and lifted him high. But this guy is tough. When you can absorb that sort of punishment and come back fighting, whether it's grudging or not, you got to show some respect for the ability of a man to take it. 5 minutes have gone by, and Ricky Morton goes after the sunset flip, and in comes Grappler number 1 to save the bacon for his partner. And now with the Grappler on there, there's the referee. There's 2. There is 3, and that loaded boot of the Grappler.
18 seconds, the Grappler.
Every man in this place would think that a loaded boot is what they call it. That one that's raised up 1.5 inches on Grappler number 1. But a great tag match, a great tag battle, and these fans here have seen some wild and violent action.